I think that when it comes to Kenny and his view on the world, I just don't understand it. I don't understand the race card, but I got played, apparently. I don't respect that decision. I just don't.
Well, the Bachelorette headed to Norway on the kickoff to their two-night special, but the Lee drama followed the cast right across the ocean. Joining us to break down all the drama is season 20 Bachelor cast member Caila Quinn, and Skyping in from Nashville, Cyrus versus Cyrus star Brandi Cyrus. Welcome, ladies.
Thanks so much for having us.
Hey, guys.
Hello. Okay, so before Rachel and the guys headed to Europe, she had one more one-on-one date with stateside with fellow Dallas attorney Jack Stone. And while Rachel and Jack do have a lot in common, that didn't really translate to chemistry. Watch this.
If you could take me away right now to Dallas, what would we do? Where would you take me?
So this is gonna sound really cheesy, but first off, I'd lock the door. Like, I would push everything out and I would just sit down and hang out and just lay in bed and hang out. Honestly, I think that's the best way to just chill.
It's so awkward, and Rachel sent Jack home moments after that. Brandi, were you surprised this date went so poorly?
I'm not. And how can, I mean, you guys have watched Jack like low-key the whole season. Is anyone really shocked this date went awkwardly? He's been awkward the whole time.
I guess I haven't seen that much of him, and I thought maybe it was going to be okay. Caila, what did you think of Jack in this whole thing?
I felt Jack, like, he dropped a muscle early in the date, and that's not the only thing that fell flat. This poor guy, he just was so nervous that he just kept having word vomit. And it was like, why do you need to push everything out of the room and lock her in? I don't know.
It was like too much. I kind of loved it, though. It was just a disaster. Rachel skipped the cocktail party after that, and then sent Iggy and Jonathan home after that, so rest in peace, Tickle Monster. Then the show headed to Norway, where Rachel and Brian, the chiropractor, took things to the next level. Watch this. Oh, we're having a technical difficulty. But you guys, remember they went scaling down?
Yes, it was very, you know, what I thought about this was it's so funny because when you're the Bachelorette, you always save special dates for someone who's really important to you, who you want to share that memory with. Like if you remember Nick, he took Vanessa up into space,
yes,
which was very unique. So he was saving that for her. So I felt like she was saving this for Brian. So I think he's a front runner for me.
Now, but Caila, were you concerned or worried for him that he dropped the L word so early?
I was worried, yes. I feel like they've only known each other a couple weeks. They've only spent a couple hours together at this point, so a little aggressive, Brian.
Brandi, Rachel and Brian have so much chemistry, so you can just see it. Should we cancel the season now? These two can just get married.
I don't think so, because I think Peter is also a front runner.
Okay.
Yeah, Brandi.
I do like Brian. I think I said that on one of the first weeks. And Caila, I feel like you and Olivia were like, no, I don't like Brian. So I feel like you guys were hating on him a little bit. But I've actually backtracked a tad. Like, I was obsessed with Brian in the beginning, and now I agree with Rachel. He's too charming. It's like, it's just not, there's something about him that's not genuine, and I want to believe him when he says all these things, but everything he delivers is a line, and I don't know. And Peter, to me, is much more genuine, and I think Rachel has just as much, if not more, chemistry with Peter.
Wait, Brandi, don't you think that when you fall in love with somebody, you want to know their faults so that you can accept them, right? She doesn't know any of his faults, so she's like, she can't get over that, I think. She keeps asking him that.
I know. It'll be interesting to see if we can kind of dig into him a little more. Sparks also flew on Rachel's group date, which conveniently included every guy left except Kenny and Lee. After a rousing game of handball with amazing uniforms, Rachel got to spend some alone time with each of the guys, leading to this moment with Peter.
I just want to keep kissing him.
Well, do it.
I can't. No.
Why can't you?
Because we have so much ground to cover.
Do you want to cover it in the hot tub?
Let's do it.
There's no denying that there's a connection there that is not typical. Definitely not in my life.
I'll be super bummed if I don't get that rose tonight.
He's so
Brandi,
hot.
it's your guy Peter. After Rachel and Peter finally returned to the group, the rest of the guys were visibly annoyed. Caila, one of the guys said that they were gone for 3.5 hours. Is this normal for a group date for someone to be gone for so long?
It is normal for someone to disappear. You just have to take it. What can you do?
Brandi, despite the hot tub action, Rachel passed over Peter and gave the group date rose to Will. So were you surprised by that?
No, because I think Rachel's smart enough to know, like, you can't show one guy that much attention and give him the rose on a group date without putting him in the line of fire with the other guys. And I don't know, I feel like she didn't want to do that to Peter. and I think that she wanted to validate Will because she hadn't yet. And even though she had that great time with Peter, I think that she had a good enough time with Will, who she doesn't know as well, to give him that rose.
Brandi's looking at it a very strategic side. Let's watch some of Will's alone time with Rachel quick.
I think Will is very handsome. He's optimistic, he's happy, and I'm always laughing and smiling with him. Tonight, I saw a different side of Will, and I liked it. He was vulnerable, he was open, and I felt like that took our relationship to a deeper level.
Caila, do you think that Will deserved the rose over Peter here?
I do. I mean, Peter got enough action tonight. He didn't need a rose to prove that he'll be around for a while.
But Brandi, do you think this will hurt Rachel's chances with Peter? Because remember, Peter was not happy when he didn't get that rose.
He wasn't, but I don't know. There's something about Peter that is just very naturally confident, and I don't think it's going to shake him. I think, I'm going to say right now, I feel like Peter and Brian are going to be in the final top 3.
Okay, she's calling it right now.
Good call.
All right, so we've avoided it as long as possible, but it's time to talk about Kenny and Lee. The episode ended with a cliffhanger on Rachel's 2-on-1 date, where the men, she was getting 2 conflicting stories. Take a look at this.
Lee told me that you were very violent with him. You were aggressive. He said that you have a dark side and that you pulled him out of a van. And I feel like it's important for me to be honest with you about what was said.
Rachel, on everything I love, it's 100% false. He's lying to you.
Man, Caila, I hate seeing Kenny dragged down by Lee's snakiness. What was going through your head as you watched all of this? This was pretty ugly.
It was really unnecessary, I felt like, and it's unfortunate because Rachel has to be the narrator and she has to keep regurgitating these facts that are really just horrible and like saying that he's aggressive and like kind of fueling this conflict. And so it's just really hard to see these guys pinned up against each other, and I think we're all over it.
I think we all are over it. Brandi, tonight we'll finally hopefully see the end of all this Lee drama, but it's happened before that both people got sent home from a 2-on-1 date. Could this happen to Lee and Kenny?
I think so, and that's kind of, while I was watching this unfold, I was like, both these guys are going to get sent home. I do feel like, Kenny's in a bad spot. I think he's a good guy. However, I think even the way he's handling it now, even though he's not being violent, he's not handling it great. And that's the problem with these guys, is when they get put in these situations, most of them handle it terribly. And if I were Rachel, I would send them both home.
Yeah, I think, anyone on The Bachelor or Bachelorette just handles that drama terribly, no matter what. Brandi, thank you so much for Skyping in. And you guys, make sure to watch the season finale of Bravo's Cyrus vs. Cyrus, Design and Conquer on Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. But first, watch a brand new Bachelorette tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then tune in here live tomorrow, where Caila and former Bachelor cast member Charlene Join will be recapping everything with me live. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.